Hey Liz, I hear you're studying mental health at Wofford College. Can you tell me about that?
Hey Erin, I sure can. So my project is entitled Mental Health Among Students at Wofford College, Correlation Between College Life and Depressive Symptoms. The purpose of my research is to gather data about mental health among college students and learn how workload, a less structured lifestyle, and an emphasis on peers impacts their health.
That's so cool, Liz. What will your question address and how will it help the school?
I'm so glad you asked. So the question I will be addressing in this study is, how does life at Wofford College impact students' mental health and contribute to depressive symptoms? The results of this study will enable me to assess how the realities of campus life affects the mental health of students at Wofford College. With this information, this study can further inform faculty and staff about the struggles students experience, allowing them to develop ideas on how to minimize stress inside and outside of the classroom.
Very interesting. What theory is present in your research?
In my study, I am approaching my research using ideas from human behavioral ecology theory. Human behavioral ecology asks how environmental conditions, which can be physical, biotic, and social, shape human lifetimes and behaviors. It seeks to understand the ultimate causation patterns or the selective pressures that shape the observed patterns. I am taking a similar approach in my research, looking at how the realities of college life impacts the mental health of its students, or how does workload, a less structured lifestyle, and an emphasis on peers impact students' mental health and potentially lead them to experience depressive symptoms.
That's so cool. What methods are you using?
I'm so glad you asked. I am using a mixed methods approach to conduct my research. So far, I have collected data from pre-existing literature, such as videos and scholarly articles. I have also sent a survey out to multiple organizations around campus, which has allowed me to reach a wide audience. This was a 5-question survey asking students how often they experience depressive symptoms, such as lack of appetite, poor sleep, loss of focus, feelings of loneliness, and feelings of anxiety per month. My next step is to conduct one-on-one interviews with students of all ages at Wofford. In the interviews, I will ask the respondents how workload, being away from home, away from the 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. school day, and having more independence impacts their mental health. Furthermore, I will ask if they have encountered any difficulties balancing schoolwork and social activities and how this has impacted them. I will also ask if the emphasis on peers, such as making new friends and joining new organizations, has impacted their mental health throughout any part of their college career. Lastly, I will ask the interviewees if they would like to share any other experiences they've had while in college that has impacted their mental health. I also plan to talk to the counseling services at Wofford College in order to understand strategies they implement and gather information on anything they have to say regarding mental health on campus.
Awesome. So what have you found out so far?
After studying other literatures, I have gained helpful insight on the topic of mental health among college students. In the video, Supporting Student Mental Health, College Students and Mental Health Strategies for Supporting Students by Dr. Jan Vissing and Dr. Shirley Lerow, I discovered that college tends to be the first time students face mental health and challenges, and that moving away from home and learning to live with roommates, trying to meet and make new friends, exposure to alcohol, drugs, and many other factors contribute to increased stress. Furthermore, I learned that depression and anxiety are the most common illnesses and frequently co-occur. In the article, Adult Attachment, Social Self-Efficacy, Self-Disclosure, Loneliness, and Subsequent Depression for Freshman College Students, a longitudinal study by Mythen Way, Daniel W. Russell, and Robin A. Zakalik, I learned that upon beginning college, freshman students experience significant changes, such as moving away from home, meeting new people, starting more rigorous coursework, all that contribute to a stressful life period for these individuals. Also, I learned that interpersonal relationships, or lack thereof, can contribute to feelings of isolation and loneliness among college students. Next, in the article, They Understand What You're Going Through, Experientially Similar Others, Anticipatory Stress, and Depressive Symptoms by Matthew K. Grace, I discovered that people who are experiencing the same stressors, such as college students, benefit from having the support of each other. This information can lead to the development of new strategies to help combat mental health at Wofford College, as encouraging college students to talk with each other could potentially alleviate stress, since they could provide empathetic understandings and affirmations for each other. Lastly, in my survey focusing on depressive symptoms that students may experience at Wofford, I have received 40 responses so far. For each question, the respondents were able to select that they experience symptoms always, occasionally, sometimes, rarely, or never. Out of these 40 responses, a majority of 37.5% experienced a lack of appetite occasionally, 37.5% experienced poor sleep always, 45% experienced loss of focus occasionally, 35% experienced feelings of loneliness occasionally, and there was a tie for 37.5% of students who experienced feelings of anxiety always and occasionally.
Sounds like you're doing great work. What are your plans and expectations for the future?
Great question. As I continue my study, I plan to gather more information from the students themselves on how their experience in college has impacted their mental health and the strategies they implement in order to manage their emotions. Furthermore, I plan to speak to the Wofford College Counseling Center about the strategies they are currently implementing to support positive mental health on campus. With this information and the data I am collecting from pre-existing literature, I plan to bring increased awareness about mental health among Wofford College students and hope to offer some new insights on how to combat poor mental health, such as depression. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you will attend the Capstone Roundtable and Question and Answer on April 9th at 2 p.m.